Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we are doing our actual official first project on the mill. Today we are mounting the plate that goes in the T-slot for the quick change post on the lathe rather than using the lantern style. So let me get those parts and show you the difference, and then we'll get into what it's going to take to machine this down. I'm Mike. This is my car's shop. So here's the difference between the quick change tool post and the lantern style. The lantern style, in order to get the tool lined up centered on the chuck of the lathe, you have to kind of keep moving things around and moving the tool around, and it's a pain in the butt. The quick change post has these sliding pieces that go on and off like this onto this slot, and then you can adjust that height for center here, and then you tighten it down just by a quick clunk on the lever. Much better than this setup here. So Chris replaced this aluminum one on his lathe with a steel one, and he brought his old one to me saying this will be 100% better than this, and I couldn't agree more. The problem is the plate here is not exactly the right size to match the plate here. That plate goes in this slot here. So we need to take 200 thousandths off of this, 100 thousandths on each side, and then we also need to reduce the thickness of it, I haven't measured that yet, by a certain amount. And we're just going to do a slot on each side to that amount. So we're going to get this set up in the vise, take 100 thousandths off of each side, make sure that this fits in here as far as its width goes, and then we'll have to machine that thickness down, whatever that dimension is that I haven't gotten yet, on a slot on each side so it slides into that T-style post over there, T-style mount over there. So let's take our cowlippers and check our thickness as well to see. This is basically 30 thousandths, a little less than. This is 35 thousandths, so we've got it, or 350 thousandths. So we need to take, this is, 300 thousandths. This is 350 thousandths. So we got to take basically 50 thousandths off the thickness as well. So that's not bad. Double checking my width again. This piece is rectangular, so we're going to take our dimension off of here. This is 1.6-ish. This is 1.38. Basically 1.4. So we're going to take 100 thousandths off each side of this. And then we'll need to also cut those slots in there. So here we go. I've already squared all of this up. I've trued up the vise to the head. So we are close on our dimension there. I will double check my squareness here one more time to make sure that everything is copacetic and not so pathetic. And I'm just eyeballing it because we're not doing anything that's mission critical here. The way I did that was just simply to come over here, run my tool down against, so it's barely touching, and I run back and forth, and it's bumping on the end, leaving a scribe mark. In the middle, it's going away, and on the end back there, it's leaving a scribe mark. So we're within a couple thousandths, and I'm sure that that edge is not perfect. So I'm good with that. So I'm going to zero out my tool up here. In this case, we're not really using this because we're making our cut this way. So this is mostly what we're going to use here is our little cheap and dirty. But we'll zero these out anyway, just because. Why not? And okay, so we're at 0 right now, and so we want to take 0.100 off of there on each side. Taking about 50 thousandths off on the first pass. Probably a little aggressive. The chips are coming off just a little blue, but the piece is not, so I think we're all right. Okay, very good. Now I noticed that I'm off a little bit this way. I thought it was closer, so I'm going to bump this in just a little teeny bit. So make sure I'm not cutting the vise. And we'll run this back down gently just in case. I'm going to make my second cut probably at 25 thousandths. Oh, where's that spinning? There we go. Just realized that this was engaged and it shouldn't have been. Didn't hurt anything because it wasn't actually engaged inside of here, but still, I don't want that spinning. It's pointless. So we're going to bring this down. I'm going to go to 0.750 and take a cut there. Okay, that's good. Tighten her down. Lather, rinse, and repeat. Okay, and now we'll take it all the way to our 100, and I'm going to make the cut the other way. It doesn't really matter which way you go as far as I'm concerned. The only reason I went back on that other one was because I wanted to clean that edge up a little bit, that it was off center a little bit. I'm going to go about 950 just to give myself a little breathing room. I'm quite sure that we have plenty of slop in that. Okay, there we go. Okay. As long as I didn't screw anything up, we should have 100 thousandths to take off on the other side. We'll find out. Nice cut. Looks good. Yep, 140 is where we need to be. We're at 150 right now. So, whew! I love it when a plan comes together. So, blow my chips out so we don't end up with any debris down in there throwing our angle off, which means I need my blower. I just had it. Oh, no, not that blower. Let's see how our squareness is on this thing. 150. We're off about a half a thou. I'm happy with that. Oh, less than 1499 to 1. Oh, guess what? 1498. We're off 1,000th of an inch. I can live with that. Okay. So that means we should turn out square like a toilet. But we got to do our same thing. I want to take and run my mill across there just to be sure that we're square. As soon as I find my 3/4 inch wrench, which I just had, oh, I hung it here. I'm just going to use that to turn this so that my end mill is sideways. It works better as a scribe tool that way. It is pouring rain outside. Lovely. Okay, so we need to lift this up again. I'm going to take it into the center. Okay, bring her down until she touches. Boom, like that. Leave it. And run her back and forth. Okay, I need to put a little more pressure on it, I think. We're scribing in the middle and on one end. See what happens when I, whoop, a little too much. Again, this is just a quick and dirty. Okay, yeah, and it's probably, I don't think it's the, my guess is it's the tool itself. The plate is probably not the most straight. Okay, let's bring it down here just a skosh more. Okay, we're scribing a line there. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think it's that edge that's just off. So now I want to double check make sure that, again, my tool's not going to be cutting the vise. We are a little closer than I want to be. Okay, and we're definitely wide enough for the tool. Now what we're going to do is bring this in. touch down on the edge. Okay, so as far as we go, zero my tool here. Okay. Too many levers. Okay, bring this back down to zero. And I'm going to take again about 50 thou. For a first cut. The tool's not getting hot, so I think we're okay. Double check my looks. Everything looks good. All right, let's cut it. It's a pretty aggressive cut. Again, first cut, as long as the chips are blue and the metal is not, I'm not worried. That means that the heat is going into the chips, which is perfectly fine. Whew, we're just about hitting our vise. We are hitting our vise. Houston, we have a problem. I'm not sure what's going on. It's wobbling, but the vise is tight. That's not good. Okay, what happened was the vise wasn't tight. This vise has a couple catches in it. So I forgot to turn the camera back on as I finished it, but we should be good to go now. Looks about right. Let's measure it just to be sure. I took another 40 thousandths pass. 142. Let's see if that's wide enough. I think we're good. Yeah, we have plenty of room. So I'm going to leave it at that because how square did we end up? 141, 140, and I haven't deburred it yet. So I'm going to take a file real quick and deburr that, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to cut our slot. So I got to remember that this thing has a couple hitches in its giddle, and I got to make sure that it's tight. So lesson learned, but no big deal. So again, first time using the machine, right? So there's going to be stuff. I can't emphasize that enough, that most of the stuff we're doing here in the shop doesn't need to be within, a half a thou. So, whoop, that's got quite a burr on it. I'm going to have to take that over to the grinder. No biggie. I could vise it up, I suppose, and take it off with the file. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, but this little project here, it's it's a learning thing. We've never used this mill before for an official project. We only did one little test bracket for slots. And so there's going to be stuff. I worked this back and forth a lot because it was so gummy and sticky. I will continue to do so. And this is hard steel, so, it doesn't cut easy. This is tool steel, I'm pretty sure. So this is just a piece that Chris brought me. It's already got its hole drilled and tapped. I'm just adapting this to work for what I need. Yeah, I got to put this in the vise to get this one off. Maybe I can just do it right here. Yep, I can. That way I don't have to walk over to the workbench because that would require effort. Yeah, that's definitely the issue is there's a tight spot in that right there. And it wouldn't even tighten down here. So it's part of our issue. And we don't have a tissue. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to have to work with this vise some more to get those tight spots out. It's definitely got a tight spot right there. So we will have to figure that out. We're going to have to bring this wide open anyway. Into the great wide open. Name that tune without Googling. Come on, music lovers, you know that. Okay, so this has got to go in here like this next to take off our, I think we'll put it in the center of the vise as well, to take off our thickness, which needs to be, 280. Make sure that's zeroed. Yep. 290 basically. And we're at 350, so we need to take off 50 thousandths basically. Okay. So let's see how wide that needs to be over there. Hold on. So we said we needed to be 50 thousandths off. I believe that's 290. And I believe this is 350. Yep. So 50 thousandths that way. Not 55. Not 500. That's a half an inch. Yeah, 50 thousandths. And then 25 thousandths wide. So about, not 25 thousandths, 250 thousandths. Maths and stuff, you know. I haven't done this stuff in a long time. So about a 1/4 inch wide, give or take, should do it. Yep. Okay. So I need to check and make sure that my tool is square, my steel is square in there. Whoop. Ah, dumbass. There we go. Okay. Yep, we're drawing a nice straight line across, so we're good and square. Very good. Okay, let's check it on the other side. Looks like it could be off just to Nova Scotia. This vise, I'm sure, is not the most accurate either. Okay, yeah, I'm guessing the plate is not, you know, perfectly true. So let's do it in another spot. Over here. Yeah, that's what it is. We're okay. A little tight on that edge, but we should be fine. So we need to come out to the edge. And zero our DRO now. And so we've got 2 dimensions we need to pay attention to. The depth this way and the thickness. We'll use our DRO for our 1/4 inch. And we will use our depth gauge here for our 50 thou. 50 thousandths, 1/4 inch. 50 thousandths, 1/4 inch. Remind me of that, please. Okay, so I want to turn this, so I'm using the edge of the tool. Bring this down so I can zero out my DRO. Okay, we're touching right there. And now we need to come up. And I'm going to roll this in a 1/4 inch. Bring you over here. I don't know what happened, but I just lost about 10 minutes worth of machining footage here. Sorry about that. So I've got my slot cut. I'll take you through that process again, obviously. So we were going in 250 thousandths, a 1/4 inch, and we were going 50 thousandths off. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to slide in my, I can't get it with my mic either, it's too wide. Let's bring this way down, get it out from under so I can get my caliper in there and see where we're at. Okay, that works. 3250. Where's my other part? Right here. I could use to take off another 20 thou probably. Yeah, okay, let's take off a little more. Well, I'm really bummed out that that didn't come out because I was showing you how to zero and X everything. And okay, so we need to bring this down. We're at 500 right now. Okay, we're at 555. Let's try that. So anyway, yeah, we were coming in our 1/4 inch this way. We're at, yeah, 0.25 up there on the XY, and we were at 5.0. Now we're at 5.5. So let's see what happens. Really wanted you guys to see that setup. I don't know what happened. I'm going to check the slot over there also. I think we have plenty of clearance. I think we'll be okay wherever I'm at here. Thought maybe my camera ran out of space, but it didn't. Okay, I'm going to come around this side. so I get a little more accurate reading. 0,300. So I'm going to call that good. Let me check my slot over here just to double check. Okay, we're at line interference over there, so we need to take another 20 thou. This is actually at 285, so it's all part of it. Okay, so we're at another 25 would be 580 here. I also feel like that's bumping a little bit. I'm probably bumping it a little bit with my just the vibration of the machine. I can't remember if there's a way to lock this or not. Okay. Seems like there should be, but I've probably been bumping it with my big fat belly here, so. Okay, so 555, so we're gonna go another 25 would be 580. Whoop, too far. $585, we'll do that. I feel like we're not cutting enough. Ooh. I'm gonna go right to 20 or to 600. Better safe than sorry. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Pat. I'll bring it out where I can do a little more accurate measurement. Okay, there we go. Just measured this. It's at 2890, and this is at 2890. So we are golden. Now, what we need to do is set up again. The same exact thing on the other side. So what we do, we get close to our edge, bring this up, bring our machine back. We're going to do an edge find. Okay, down we go. Not quite to the edge yet. Okay, pretty close, I think. Yep, that's pretty much our edge right there. So we're going to zero over here, our y-axis, okay. Now we got to do a zero on the top. I don't want to assume that my numbers from the front side were right. So I'm coming in here, coming down, touching, zero this. Okay, 1.25 is what we took off. So I think we're golden, but I want to re-zero anyway. Okay, so we're at my edge again. Double check my zero. Make sure it's right. On my DRO. Okay. Bring her down, make sure. Yep, we're zeroed. Okay, so now we're going to bring this way. We don't care about our x-axis over there. We're going to bring this back out of the way. Then we're going to bring this in 250. We're going a quarter of an inch, 250 thou, okay? Why do I get so finicky about making sure that things are right? Because things are going to move, and I'm not the most accurate machinist in the world. Okay, so we zeroed this, so we're going to come down to 0. Okay, we're too fast, too past it, but I want to get to my 0 mark so that I can determine where I want to be and just double check my accuracy. Okay, there we go. We're within. Too far. Such a finicky thing. All right, there we go. Yep, looks good. All right, let's machine it. And bring this down to about, we're doing 50 thousandths, so I'm going to take 25 thousandths on my first cut. 26, close enough. Lock it. Run her through. It should come out looking like the other side if I did everything right. Feel like it's not as wide. It's not. I screwed something up somewhere. Wonder what I did. I didn't find that edge properly. Oh, I know why I didn't find that edge properly. I didn't turn my end mill to the right position. Okay, easy enough to fix. We don't need to worry about our height. We're just going to re-zero our... There we go. Said again, getting my chops back, right? There we go. Okay. Yep, I'm off by about 180 thousandths. Okay, so we'll re-zero this. Try again. I'm going to bring that back up. I'm going to take that same cut at 25. Let's bring this into 50. Okay, close enough over there. Bring this down to 25, 28. Okay. Something is just radically wrong here, and I don't know what. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay, I just had measured wrong. We're good. So let's run it again. We're doing 28 thousandths now. Okay, let's bring her down to about 50. 485, close enough. Take a look at her. Blow her off some more. Now comes the moment of truth. Will it work? So I took another 10 thousandths off. Looks pretty uniform. Looks like the same thickness there, so we just got to dress it up a little bit. And of course, we're going to end up taking a couple thousandths off just by doing this here and there, but we don't care about that. Just want to get the burrs off. We don't want it to be cold. Looks good. Looks very uniform. It's a bit of an optical illusion, but I did measure it, and both sides are the same width-wise there, so we're good. I ended up at 300 there. So there's our little part we machined. Let's go put it in the lathe and see if it fits. Our moment of truth. Width-wise, it's good. Slides right in. Oh, look at that. Nice and snug. Yeah, doggies. We have created our first thing on the mill. Okay, let's get our tool post and see what is what. Get some of this stuff out of my way. Got too much stuff in the way. Okay. Where's our pool toast? Right there. Okay, that bolt is way too long there, of course. All right, everything's working good. I just tightened this down in a position. Doesn't matter where right now. My quick change goes on nicely. We can adjust it wherever we want for our height, for center line. Tighten her down. Good to go. We also can turn it the other way if we need to, just by doing this. Take this tool off of here, put it on here, tighten her down, good to go. Again, adjust our height this way with that little dial. So we are golden. So I can start using this now on this lathe. That's going to be a tool changer, a game changer. I wish we could use the pointed ones. We're going to put these in, but we've got another machine project to open these slots up because these don't quite fit this head. I'm not sure why, but I'm missing one jaw from the set that steps the opposite way as these. So where these step this way down, I would love a set that steps the other way like my other lathe over there has. Let me show you. You can see the steps are opposite, which means I can work my tool much closer to the jaws without worrying about crashing. So I have 2 of them, but I don't have 3 of them for that other lathe. But we'll figure it out. Maybe those jaws are available and we can order some. Otherwise, we have the equipment now. We could machine them if we're good enough. I think that's success. The first time using the mill for an official machining project. Turn off my thing here. Okay, don't want that to die. I'm happy with that. There's quirks to the machine I have to learn. There's quirks to the vise I have to learn, but things came out square for the most part within a thou or two. And so when we did the tramming into the mill, we did a good job. We came out level. We came out square once we squared our vise to the head. And understand that I am not a machinist. I've never been a machinist. I've worked on these machines as a technician when I was in engineering building prototypes. Most of the stuff that I built was within 1 or 2 thousandths of an inch of accuracy. 10 thousandths for most of the stuff we're doing here is more than enough. So we're not looking to be, wholly precise. I know that a machinist could come in here and work on this thing and get it a whole lot more accurate than I can. But we honestly got within... I think we were, with my measurement with Mitutoyo, not with my mic, we were within 1.5 thou. So that's not too bad as far as I'm concerned on first time using this machine. So yeah, there you go. Fun stuff. I love doing this stuff. Again, I want to just touch base that I still don't want to do anything here in the shop that's not within reach of most people. You can buy these things used for a few $1,000s up to big high holy money, but there are also inexpensive versions of these machines that you can get through Hobo Freight and other places starting at about $800 on up to $3,000-$4,000. So it depends what fits your budget. You can also find those inexpensive ones for $500 to $1,500, $2,000. So that usually is in the reach of most people who are doing the kind of work that we're doing here. So that's my justification for this. Could we have done this without the mill? Yes. Would we have been as accurate? No. And when it comes to machining, even though this was just a $500 lathe, I still want to do things as accurately as possible. Changing from the lantern style post to this quick change post is going to be a game changer in what we can do here on this machine. So thanks for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. This was a ton of fun. I missed doing this stuff, and I've got a lot to get back up to speed on, but you know what? That's what it's all about. Sharing my learning process, and even though stuff I've done 20, 25 years ago, getting back up to speed, sharing that with you. It's all about spending the day here with me in the shop, here in my car shop. We will catch you on the next one. Drop your comments, share, like, subscribe, please. I really want the channel to continue growing so I can do more and more of this kind of stuff. Oh, I almost forgot. Don't forget, it's important. Whoa!